So what's happening, my people? It's your boy ChanceJolivette, aka Smooth, back with another video. So this is super late night. I'm tired as hell, but trying to get this Moon Knight video out because I be doing my Moon Knight videos, but I be dropping them late in the day after they have been out for hours and hours and hours. So I'm trying to do this as early as possible, see if it helps the algorithm or anything. So this is Moon Knight episode 4. Man, Layla, this episode starts out, man, Layla has to save him. We know that Mark is out of it. Since Khonshu has been stuck into his trophy form, his little statue form, Mark has lost his powers. No Moon Knight is going down. So I came into this episode with negative thoughts because I'm like, I watch like a lot of the Marvel series. I love comic books and stuff, but I love to see the heroes and stuff, man. Like Peter Parker is fine, but I want to see Spider-Man. So I've been watching Moon Knight, and the gripe I've been having is like we see Steven all the time. Like out of all the personalities, we see Steven. The most boring is one. He has some qualities that are important because he is very smart. He knows how to solve things, and he knows a lot of Egyptian history and stuff like that. But I want to see Mark or Moon Knight or the other personality that I think there's another personality that be taking over and be fucking shit up. Or let's see Khonshu. But Khonshu, he's in statue form right now. But anyways, he's incapacitated at the moment, so Layla has to save him. So they have people that are after him. She has to end up hiding and stuff. They come after her, they shooting. She throws a flare, and it ends up ironically, magically hitting the ammunition on the truck. So it blows them up. So they get out of that pickle. Now they're in the middle of nowhere, and they get in the truck, the SUV, the Jeep, whatever it is, and they're taking off. They're going towards the tombs and stuff. And of course, out of all the personalities and stuff, it is Layla and Steven in the middle of nowhere. It seems like one thing I don't like about the series so far, it seems like whenever they need to solve something, they need Steven, Mark is there. Whenever they need some fighting, whenever they need to be saved, it needs to be heroic situations, Steven is in control. It's never the right person in control for the right situation. And then they never get along to be like, give me the body, I can save us. No, the other one tries to do it. So they don't work together. Thinking about it. The end of the episode. We'll get back to that. Layla, she tries to kiss Mark, and he pushes her away. He unveils something. Mark is trying to save you. Mark is trying to save you from Khonshu. He wants to take over you and make you his avatar. She's like, why are you telling me this and stuff? And he's like, honesty and this and that. And then he does kiss her with the wackest kiss, like, and she's just looking at him like, whoa, this really isn't Mark. Because like that has been my husband and stuff, so I kissed him many, many times or whatever. And like, they really are different people, because this kiss right here, this is awkward as hell. So it's like she has attraction for Steven and stuff because it's mine and stuff like that. But like, yeah, he's a very odd cat. They end up in the tombs, so it gets mummy vibes. So if you're a fan of the Mummy movies and Scorpion King and stuff like that, stay tuned, because this is your vibe. They're in the tombs. It gets into a very horror kind of bag. And of course, Mark is nowhere to be found. We get these ghouls and goblins and mummies and stuff coming out the woodworks, and they are running around, and Layla, she ends up, they end up getting separated. So Layla is one way. She has to fight for her own. She has to fend for herself. she looks like she can handle herself, man. She doing good. Mark, on the other hand, luckily he didn't really run into any trouble. He pushed something and squashed one of them or whatever. But he ends up in the tombs. He finds Alexander the Great's tomb. And so there is some stuff that he needs to solve. He needs to find the avatar. Well, not the avatar. He needs to find, like, Khonshu is in statue form, but Ammit is like in statue form as well. So Harrow and them are trying to find Ammit to unleash her power or whatever. So he finds Ammit in Alexander the Great's tomb. And Alexander the Great, I think he was the voice of Ammit. So he ends up finding the statue in the throat and this and that. But meanwhile, Layla, she's fighting ghouls and goblins and stuff like that. She ends up defeating it. She survives, but she ends up meeting Harrow in the cave system or the tomb system or whatever, and he unleashes like some truths on her about Mark. And about how he read his scales and he has evil in him and he has secrets that she needs to know. It looks like Mark has something to do with her father being killed. So it's a very, very crazy thing. But then he's speaking to her and he says something about God's walk amongst us. So I'm like, what does he mean by that? Because I don't know. It's like seems like they starting to intertwine things. I'm like, God's walk amongst us. I'm like, mutants, because it seems like they trying to like bring certain things out like slowly, like subtly and stuff like that. But it could be something else about God's walk amongst us. I don't know. Is Eternals maybe or something like that? I don't know, but. Stephen, he finds the Ahmed or whatever. Mark might have killed Layla's father, but it turns out he didn't kill him, but his partner ended up killing her father and stuff. So he knew what happened, and even the way that they met, he was trying to tell her, but it's like he had a guilty conscience and stuff, and she's like, "You had a guilty conscience. That's how we met. Our whole relationship has been a lie and stuff." But before they could really get into it, Harrow ends up finding him. So she has to kind of, he's like, you go hide, go try to find a way out of here. I'm going to hold him off. In trying to hold him off, he has one golden axe. They have multiple guns and stuff pointed at him. He tries to fight him. He doesn't have the Moon Knight anymore. We see Moon Knight can take a lot of damage and heal and stuff, and like that doesn't affect him. But he doesn't have Moon Knight right now. Khonshu is not giving him his power because he is in statue form. Harrow shoots the shit out of Mark. And I'm like, oh, he killed Mark. Crazy thing is he ends up falling. He look like he falling and stuff. Then we see like a mummy movie playing and stuff. It's like, we're in an asylum, like a nut house. And you see all the people. I'm like, Mark is in a nut. I'm like, so this whole time, none of this has been happening. It's all been in his head. But then it's like it's Harrow manipulating him in some kind of way. He's trying to get information from him. It's like a bunch of craziness is going down. And he's kind of like, he's seeing a lot of clues. Like, this right here is fake. This isn't real. And like, I got to get out of here. And so he ends up fighting the people. He gets loose. He's running and stuff. He sees another tomb. He sees a tomb and he frees somebody in the tomb. It ends up being Stephen. So Mark and Stephen are working together to try to get out of here. And then they're running. There is a tomb that is shaking. They don't free what's in the tomb. I think that's the other personality. So I think whenever they end up freeing the last personality, maybe that's going to complete them. And he'll have all his power or his whole mind restored or something. I think it's going to be something crazy at the end. but they don't free this personality. But they run towards the end, and a door opens, and it's like there's a hippo-looking god with just a regular woman voice. Like, hi. I think Layla might be a god, or a descendant of a god, or something. 'Cause it sounds like that voice was Layla. So I'm like, it's heating up. Like, this episode, I didn't have big expectations for it, because I'm like, it's not going to be any Moon Knight. But it actually was pretty interesting, man. We starting to get some clues and stuff in Marvel fashion, as far as like a WandaVision and stuff. A lot of people be like, oh, WandaVision. I hated WandaVision until the end. So I think a Marvel series, like they do like this. Like, they just, and at the end your mind is blown. So I haven't been crazy about Moon Knight, but I'm thinking towards the end, I think these last 2 episodes are going to be mind-blowing. Because this one was pretty good. So, that's my thoughts about this episode, man. Like, comment, subscribe, go be the greatest and most hated man. Holla at your boy. Peace.